Hi, today is September 27th, 2021. My name is Adesua Ituah, and I'm here to advocate and talk about my twin sister, Anisha Ituah's story after being raped 5 years later in Austin, Texas, at the Austin State Hospital, and Anisha has yet to receive justice. These past 5 years of Anisha's life has not been easy. Anisha goes through reoccurring trauma daily, a lot of anxiety. Anisha's currently in and out of hospitals, and I'm tired of people not knowing the truth. I'm tired of living in silence. I'm tired of having to move from Ohio to New York, back in Ohio. That's where I currently reside with my sister. She's currently in the hospital today, and I am just really exhausted. I want to discuss a little bit about Anisha and I, mainly Anisha, how we were born, and how Anisha how it led up to Anisha, how it led up to Anisha being sexually assaulted. In the year of 1985, my mom, Angela McKay, was working as a mental health tech at the Austin State Hospital, where at that time the hospital was very understaffed. My mother was assaulted by a patient, and the patient ended up violently kicking my mom in her stomach, which in return induced her labor. And Anisha and I were born premature. Adesua, weighed 2 pounds, 4 ounces. I was considered to be twin A. And Anisha, my sister, weighed 1 pound, 2 ounces. Anisha had more issues than I did. Anisha had bleeding in the brain. She had open heart surgery. She is blind in her left eye. She also experienced cerebral palsy. But as we got older, Anisha was able to do well. She graduated high school. So in our early 20s, Anisha and I decided to get an apartment together. And one day, Anisha was taking clothes out of the dryer because I asked her to, and I wasn't thinking anything about it. There was a concrete slab above the dryer, and Anisha ended up hitting her head. Anisha was complaining about headaches to my mother. So my mother made an appointment with Dr. Anit Patel. He's a well-known neurologist in Austin, Texas. Dr. Patel told my mother that Anisha was experiencing hydrocephalus and suggested that Anisha would need a ventricular shunt. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, the acronym of the VP shunt, but she needed the shunt to be placed. Before Dr. Patel had did a surgery in the year of 2009 to remove benign tumors out of Anisha's nasal septum. So my mother trusted everything Dr. Patel was saying to her. In the year of 2015, Dr. Patel went ahead and placed the VP shunt. And over some time, Anisha was experiencing effects of having the shunt, like she wasn't sleeping, she wasn't eating, things of that nature, and we're constantly in and out of Dr. Patel's office so he can adjust this product. He made a statement to my mother that this was the first time he has placed this particular shunt in a patient's head. Over time, we asked Dr. Patel, please take the shunt out of Anisha's head. Something is wrong with it. But Dr. Patel refused. During this time, Anisha never went to anybody's rehab, and she had had 4 surgeries that I can recall from the year 2014 to 2017. Nisha had like 4 brain surgeries, and Nisha never went to any type of rehab hospital. These doctors would always place her in a psychiatric hospital. So Anisha was placed, after Dr. Patel did the brain surgery, Anisha was placed into Shoal Creek Hospital, located in Austin, Texas. Shoal Creek Psych, located in Austin, Texas. And upon discharge, we asked the doctor, Dr. Nitin Malik, at that time, to please allow Anisha to come home to us. Dr. Malik and Dr. Patel were colleagues. Dr. Malik suggested that Anisha goes to the Austin State Hospital. He also stated that there was a brain injury unit and Anisha will be fine. My mother said to Dr. Nitin Malik that she did not want Anisha to go there, that she once worked there, and that's how Anisha and I were born, by a patient kicking her in her stomach and inducing her labor. But Anisha was sent to Austin State Hospital anyway, where she was sexually assaulted. She was raped after brain surgery. She still had the gauzes on the back of her head. And she called me when this incident occurred. My sister said she woke up to a man on top of her, that this individual said he's not going to get off of her until he was done doing what he needed to do. My sister could not fight this man off of her. She said all she could do was close her eyes. So when she went and told the staff that worked there the night that she was there, they ignored her outcry. They told her to go clean herself up, to go bathe. Anisha told me she had never seen so much blood in her life, that she wanted to keep her underwear for evidence. But they told her, when I say they, the nurse and the staff that worked told her no. Anisha called me when this incident happened. I automatically called 911, but the dispatcher told me that there was nothing that I could do. It would have to be someone who works in the facility that would have to call the police to make a report. I called the nurse station again and asked them to do a DNA test on my sister, a rape kit on my sister, and but to no avail. That wasn't done. Anisha was discharged a day after her being sexually assaulted with a lot of medication. I'm sorry, this is like really tough for me to do. And she came home. I remember when Anisha first got home, she wasn't sleeping in her bed. I would sleep out in the car with her because she wasn't comfortable sleeping in a bed. She'll run out the house and we'll be sleeping in the car, me and her together, until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And 5 years later, I feel like Anisha is yet to have any type of justice. If Anisha had received any form of counseling or therapy or acknowledgement to say, I'm sorry this happened to you. I'm sorry you had to experience this. She was a virgin. She was raped after brain surgery. Maybe Anisha would be a little better. This is something, being sexually assaulted, I didn't know how much being sexually assaulted can affect somebody until it happens in my own home with my own family member, my twin sister, the woman who I came into this world with, you know? Um, and all I want is my sister to receive justice. She was hospitalized for 3 months this year at the Cleveland Clinic because she was sick. She's been hospitalized at Ohio Health Riverside in Columbus, Ohio this year. My family and I did not leave the state of Texas just because we wanted to up and leave. No, that's not how that worked. A crime was committed, and the police did not investigate. The nurse who worked that night did not tell the truth. The social worker who worked did not tell the truth. And my sister, Anisha, till this day, 5 years later, continues to suffer, and it's not fair to her. I'm tired. I'm really emotionally and psychologically drained. Anisha needs help. My mother and I cannot do it alone. Anisha needs justice. And I'm doing this video because I want the best for my twin sister. I love her so much. Rape can rip the core of someone's soul. I'm tired of Anisha experiencing reoccurring trauma. She's so fearful of people. She has a high level of anxiety, you know? And I hate when I have to say, people ask me, oh, was she like this all her life? No, I have to tell them, Anisha is experiencing trauma. This is the effects of being a rape victim and not receiving justice. And I'm tired. I'm tired of being silent. Why should I have to be silent about a crime that was committed? The Austin Police Department know who raped my sister. I didn't find out my sister's rapist till 5 years later in court documents. Okay? No one ever wanted to tell us his name. That's even if it's him. I don't know what to believe. And I'm tired. There's no need for me to be silent no more. I'm not. I'm going to continue to fight and advocate for my sister because she will get justice. She will receive the acknowledgement of the fact that a crime was committed and that is not her fault. I'm tired of telling her it's not your fault, Anisha. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm tired of holding and rocking her to sleep and telling her it's okay. I love my sister, and she didn't have to go through what she went through and what she's been going through. But this is the outcome of being someone who is intellectually disabled, and being a victim of rape. And you were a virgin when you were raped. You were raped after brain surgery, and no one kept you safe. No one believed you. And it has affected her tremendously. So thank you for taking the time to listen to my video. Hopefully this also can help someone else, and have a wonderful day. God bless.